أمها سيدنا عثمان، إمام الحسن إمام حسين سيدنا فاطمة ساداتنا الصديقين. الفاتحة. Sorry, there's no heat. The air conditioning is not working. The heating system is not working. Oh, so it's good to be chilly. Use your spiritual heating systems that Allah has provided. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. بنية مولد النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إن شاء الله. Maybe we can do some question and answers. Make room for John Mercedes. He's going to drop tea now. Bismillah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام أشرف المرسلين سيدنا ومولانا محمد المصطفى صلى الله عليه وسلم. بمددكم ونظركم سيدي يا رسول الكريم حبيب العظيم. مدد يا سيدي يا سلطان الأولياء مشيخ عبد الله الفايز الدغستاني، الشيخ محمد ناظم حقاني، مع الشيخ هشام كباني، الشيخ عدنان كباني، الشيخ محمد عادل. بمددكم من نسأل في هذا المجلس يا رب العرش العظيم. Inshallah, we'll start with our Arabic salawat book, inshallah. Allahumma salli wa sallim ala nabiyyina Muhammad alayhi salam. Salatan tadumu wa tula ilayhi ramara layali wa tula dawan.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا فتحنا لك فتحا مبينا ليغفرك الله ما تقدم من ذنبك وما تأخر ويتم نعمته عليك ويهديك صراطا مستقيما وينصرك الله نصرا عزيزا. لقد جاءكم رسول من أنفسكم عزيز عليه ما عنتم حريص عليكم بالمؤمنين رؤوف رحيم. فإن تولوا فقل حسبي الله لا إله إلا هو عليه توكلت وهو رب العرش العظيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد.
Yeah, Ahmed, is the reason why you have the camera on the candle? Huh? No, it's on the candle.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الفاتحة لنا ولكم يا حاضرون، وولدنا وولدكم وعبدنا وأولادنا ولمشايخنا ولمن حضرنا ولمن غاب عنا ولأحيانا ولأمواتنا وللمغذبين على هذا المجلس ولمن كان سببا في جمعنا، لأن الله الكريم ينور القلوب ويغفر الذنوب ويستر العيوب ويحفظنا بما حفظ به الذكر وينصرنا بما نصر به الرسول، وأن الله الكريم يجعل مجلسنا هذا موطنا بالخيرات والمسرات والأنوار والبركات، ويقضي لنا جميع الحاجات بجاه خير البريات، وأن الله ينصر المسلمين، وعلانية الله الكريم ينصر سلطان الأولياء مولانا الشيخ محمد ناصر عامر الأرقاني قدس الله سره بجاه خير الأنام، وعلى كل نية صالحة مع حسن الخاتمة عند الموت بعد عمر مديد في طاعة الله وإلى حضرة النبي.
سر سورة الفاتحة.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أنت سلطاننا يا ربنا، اغفر لنا وارحمنا وتب علينا وزد حبيبك سيد الأولين والآخرين سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، زده يا ربي عزا وشرفا ونورا وسرورا وسلطانا ورضوانا، ربنا في الشيطان ومن تبعه. عباد الله رجال الله أنيسونا بأهل الله وكونوا عوننا في الله، أسانا هذا بفضل الله، ويا أقطاب ويا أنجاب ويا سادات ويا أحباب، وأنتم يا أولي الألباب تعالوا وانصروا لله. عباد الله رجال الله
barik alayhi wa alihi. We have for Imam Ali salam, which ones we have? We have the Zulfiqar and what's the other one?
We have Mawla Ali Haidar,
Is that the one we
Sar
do?
Kuye Buland, and
Mo-
Laqata Allah Ali.
Which one is the more?
Yasha Mardan.
Yeah, Mawla Ali. Inshallah, in life learn not to ask too much from Allah. It's contrary to what everyone thinks when Allah is saying, Istajibu, that ask me. But unfortunately in today's age with bad character, people keep asking Allah and then saying, nothing happening, therefore I'm giving up. Because life became like McDonald's and your salah became like a drive-through microphone, that I want 2 hamburgers, 1 fry and a diet soda please. And when it doesn't come and comes wrong or comes different, the anger and shaitan plays with you and says, look, your prayer's not working, why you keep making prayer, why you have to do these things, stop it. And then the nafs and shaitan become shareek and partners and make the person to lose faith. And the turuqs come and teach, if you have good manners and you're asking not in that way that demanding, okay, no problem. But the higher reality, Ya Rabbi, you know best, please grant me light, grant me your protection, grant me your rida and satisfaction. You know what I don't know and you know what difficulties are facing me, Ya Rabbi protect me. And that is a du'a always accepted and you feel the protection immediately. And you don't know what type of difficulties Allah pushed away and what type of ni'mat begin to flow. But the du'as that are too detailed, that take this, I want this, I have this, I have this, then always ask yourself, is this like a McDonald's? Is this like a drive-through where I'm just making all sorts of requests? And then I'm becoming frustrated when Allah not submitting to me, astaghfirullah. And instead it was supposed to be me submitting to Allah. It's not about what you want and what you keep asking for, but to be happy with what Allah sends. And just in these days, in this age, is that just protect me from insanity, protect me from waswas, protect me from every type of bad energy that now is just everywhere, that trying to whisper into me that, Ya Rabbi just grant me that ni'mat. The less we ask, the happier we should be. Because when we begin to ask, we have now expectations that they should be happening, and that's incorrect. There are many reasons why Allah is not answering. Most people's du'as are as if they're asking Allah, let me enter into a fire of Jahannam please. Because when they come to a shaykh and ask, well, what kind of question was that? What kind of asking was that? What kind of request were you asking? You're literally asking for yourself to be put into difficulty. If Allah loves you, of course He is not going to grant you. It's like your child coming and say, please I want to put my hand in the pot in the kitchen. Why are you not letting me? His ni'mat is that He doesn't. He says, I know that what I give to you and what I'm doing and dealing with you, any more than that and you're going to be in harm, you're going to be lost and you're going to be in difficulty. And everything that I'm sending to you is for a specific reason, that you perfect your adab, perfect your character, perfect your way and your understanding. Every type of difficulty in your life, it's not about how to get rid of it. There's somebody who's continuously, this is not going to work, this is not working, this is not working, this is not working. It wasn't about you getting rid of the difficulty, it was about you living with the difficulty. Allah sent it for a reason, not to get rid of it and then be upset that it's not granting me a healing, it's not granting me a cure, it's not granting me a way out, but how to live with difficulties and still be happy and content with Allah. To have a sense of love, Ya Rabbi you know best, I'm your weak servant, have pity upon my weakness. Then Allah say, yeah I'm pitying your weakness, as a matter of fact I'm now on your side. You seem to be humbly asking me, crying to me every night, and I will obliterate your difficulty. But when it's a challenge, why are you not doing it? I'm doing this, I said this, I gave this. Then it become more like you're competing with that Divinely Presence. So only a suggestion always for myself, ask less, be content with the difficulty He gives. So I have this difficulty, yeah, it could have been worse, you could have been given cancer. You could have been given many difficult things, and the person who has cancer, you could have been given something else. Whatever Allah gave, He knows exactly what He is giving. It's not about getting rid of it, it's about living with it. Be content. Make your prayers to be, Ya Rabbi, I have sabr, I have patience, grant me your rida. Through this difficulty you're cleaning me, bring me closer to Sayyidina Muhammad, and that's all I want, Ya Rabbi. If I have a difficulty in finances and difficulty, Allah has a reason. You didn't give it, so He's now taking it. So, Ya Rabbi, you know best. You know best, because when Allah loves you, He's not leaving you to yourself where you didn't give what you were supposed to give and you thought you can cheat your way into paradise. He'll take it from you. So then you say, oh, alhamdulillah, Allah took it. He still wants to deal with me. So alhamdulillah, whatever is coming, it has a tremendous hikmah and wisdom. Grant us the patience and sabr. That's why on these nights of tafakkur, this is a power that can't be understood. That when you stop in life and just contemplate, put your head onto the ground and cry through your difficulty, I'm not asking to change it, Ya Rabbi, grant me a strength to forbear what I'm going through. And when you're patient with Allah, you begin to get a hikmah into your heart. Oh, that's why you took it, that's why this happened, that's why you cleaned me by this. And that patience is what builds faith. When the servant reaches a point in which they give up trying to ask Allah and just know that you're in full control, I don't have any idea of these coordinates and I'm just in an ocean of sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslim. Taslima is only you become beautiful by taslim. You don't get taslima without taslim. The beauty and the fragrance we're trying to achieve from the reality of Sayyidina Muhammad of taslima is through taslim. So first step was to taslim, just pray and praise upon the Divinely Presence, upon Sayyidina Muhammad and then submit. As we submit, the fragrance and the beauty of taslima will begin to come out, because the servant is submitting to the condition in which he's been put by his Lord and is not trying to run from it but trying to face it. Your fate is not something you run away from, hide and get somebody to relieve you from it. But Imam Ali said, what? Whatever your fate is, face it and run into it. InshaAllah. Bi hurmati Muhammad al-Mustafa wa basir Surat al-Fatiha.
سر کوی بلند فریاد کردم، علی شیر خدا را یاد کردم، علی شیر خدا دردم دوا کن، مناجات مرا پیش خدا کن. محمد كل ليل ونهار.
اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله. We have for Maulana Shah Naqshbandi. Ya Rahman, Ya Rahman.
صل على سيد الأصفياء صل على حجة الأولياء صل على سيد الأصفياء صل على حجة الأولياء صل على سيد الأصفياء صل على حجة الأولياء صل على سيد الأصفياء صل على حجة الأولياء. يا شاه نقشبندی دلمو به جز تو ما به هیچ کس ندو. یا شاه نقشبندی دلمو به جز تو ما به هیچ کس ندو. صل علی سید الأصفیاء صل علی حجة الاولیاء صل علی سید الأصفیاء صل علی حجة الاولیاء صل علی محمد
myself that the episode aired last Saturday about the wild dog, and a reminder for myself is that the tariqah is based on that reality, that the character of a dog is something that a creature that we don't consider to be clean but to be extremely loyal. And that why Allah makes a reference in Surah Al-Kahf of the dog, and that is an entryway that you don't have to be a saint for this path, but you should be accompanying saintly souls, and that we are of a dirty nature. So then God brings the door to this reality very low, not so high that people say, I can't get there. He says, no, the dog got there, you can be at least better than a dog, you must be able to be better than a dog. Wash yourself, clean yourself, better than a dog. So it means He makes it very easy for us. It's not such a high maqam and gives such an analogy of something that is considered dirty. Why you can't be better than that? And the most important, as soon as the episode airs, then a reminder that everybody begins to become angry. And there are no angry dogs allowed to accompany shaykhs. And what they want to bring out of the character is that your characters, your angers, your issues is what God wants to show. That's what makes it to be dirty. That dog has an extreme loyalty, but at any moment if it becomes angered it eat your face. So all over the Middle Eastern wars, they said the most horrific part of those wars was not the killing of each other they were killing, but the aftermath of dogs coming and eating people, and they start from soft tissue. So that character that you flip on a dime from being loyal to being aggressive, that you're going to eat your master, God says, no, this character is not going to be like that in my paradise. Sit with them, they have a way of training you to be loyal and good character. Have a sense of commitment in our lives to the Divine, the loyalty to the Divine, loyalty to what's good, loyalty to good characteristics, and that never to use your mouth and your hands against that reality. Otherwise what separates us from the dog? You're just more trained, you have the ability to do certain tricks, where Allah is reminding, no, don't get angry. So you see, like right after the episode people are firing off emails, hey Shaykh, I asked 3 times, got no response, what kind of group is this? It's exactly the group you're supposed to be in to show this exact crazy character of yours of emailing 10 times that you want something or getting angry. Can you imagine, God forbid, actually getting angry at a shaykh in the face of a shaykh? You think this is a characteristic from paradise? Or Allah showing, oh, you're no better than a dog. Look, the dog at least he can be trained that he would never bite. You see the police dogs? They would never bite the police. They're trained and they take them home, they love them so much. But you try to attack that police officer and that dog will rip you to pieces. This is what Allah is showing, this characteristic of a nobleman, of a chivalrous character. You don't use your mouth and hands against the innocents, you immediately revert to your lowest characteristic the minute you don't get something you want. But this is a path of chivalry, futuwah. This is the way in which Imam Ali brought this characteristic, la fata illa Ali, there's no sword except the sword, and there's no way of futuwah except what was established by the holy companions. And Prophet gave the secret to Imam Ali, trained them in this chivalrous way in which they're not wild, they're not crazy beasts, that they control their mouth and their hands and they bite down. If you have anger, swallow it and bite it and bring it out into your meditation, but never out through your mouth and hands at people. Always a reminder for myself, as soon as the episode airs you get 10 different things happening. It's like, you didn't just watch that, or you actually watched it, you got inspired to fire off your crazy personalities. So it means this testing is so real and so precise. You'll see an episode airs and boom, all of the issues that everybody was facing were addressed in the episode. Because whom inspires the episode and whom inspires the viewers is the same one, because it's a school. It's a school, it's not a tariqah, it's a school. It's a school that has no walls. It's a school that is encompassing on this entire earth to train people to enter into paradise. When your heart is clean, your actions are correct, you have no anger, you don't yell at your students, you don't throw things at your students, you don't ever open your mouth to show yourself as something low but always something high, then Allah will open for your heart knowledge. And if you have no knowledge, you tell everybody that knowledge is not important. because you have no knowledge. It's like telling everybody food is not important, everybody don't worry about it. We're all going to sit here and starve. As a matter of fact, the knowledge is food. So if you have a jama'ah that you're not feeding them, the sin is upon you. A holy jama'ah is one that Allah feeds them from a heavenly table, and the food for your soul or their knowledges, and they feed you. If you are poor in their presence, that don't bring your wealth and arrogance and your title to humiliate and bring them down. That's what miskeen means. I'm nothing, Ya Rabbi, I'm a faqir. Whatever Allah gave to me, am I anything compared to Allah? Nothing. In my life I'm faqir. Allah huwa al-Ghani. I'm miskeen because I'm not connected to anything, not anything real. All the crooks that I knew in my life, those are not the friends I want to be raised with. So I'm cut off from everyone, and everyone in my life has betrayed me. All I have is Allah and His beloved Sayyidina Muhammad. This is the caravan of those whom have been betrayed. Because Allah tested us, Allah made every type of difficulty to come into the caravan and to be tested. Once they became miskeen, yatim, what was the other one? Asi. They became captive, means they submitted their will to be nothing. Only those category of people will sit and eat from that food. But there has to be food. How do you have an association with no teaching? So it means there has to be a food in which nourishes the souls. If they're not teaching and sending to the soul, then those souls are going to other tables to eat. And the turuq is rich, Naqshbandiya is rich in its wealth from dunya and its wealth from akhirah. It has the hasanat of dunya and has immense hasanats of akhirah, and if you follow it, Allah will keep you from hellfire. It's not empty, going around telling people this is a daraka, this is not a school. No, it's a school. It's a universal school of all realities, and the knowledges and ulum is beyond imagination. And every time the shaykh teaches a knowledge, it goes on to your soul, and from your soul it raises the darajat. When Allah says, come and wear all of the best of what you have for the day of Jummah, we said 100 times and repeat 101st time, is not you go get a fine suit and come for Jummah. That's a very zahiri person, that's a dunya person thinking. What Allah is saying, you should have been sitting in the zikr on Thursday night with them, and they would have dressed you with medallions that the angels are astonished. We said the angels do not achieve darajats. There's no angel that came and gave any hadith that I got higher. It's like water, they are where Allah placed them. They have different stations, but they don't do one thing and Allah raises them, they have no free will. If they eat pizza, they eat pizza, they don't choose to eat hamburgers the next day, they have no will. It's what Allah give them to do, they do. But because you have free will, you can take your darajat from zero up to the highest realities. If Allah inspire and give guidance to that servant, so it means then these zikrs, these associations, these teachings that they inspire, they give medallions and lights upon the soul. And with those medallions they go to their Jummah. That the angels are astonished with those lights, and that's when Allah says, wear the best of what you have, because you are now presenting all of those to the Divinely Presence. That the angels say, MashaAllah, look what Allah has dressed upon His servants, how much He loves this creation, and that all other creation is jealous of them. The jinn are jealous of them, the angels are jealous in a polite way, not a bad way. In the sense that what Allah gave and favoured of this creation, وَلَقَدْ كَرَمْنَا. That's why they were astonished. وَأَسْمَى كُلَّهَا, when He taught him all the names, and the angels say, wow, you gave this to them when they're going to make so much fitna. They were astonished that, were you giving such high stations And we just do our worshipness with no problems, and these people make a lot of fitna because the life is difficult. If they choose to do good, I'm going to raise them beyond imagination. We pray that Allah inspire us towards always goodness and to reach His rida and satisfaction through the love of good character and good actions, inshaAllah. Bi hurmati Muhammad al-Mustafa wa wasila Surat al-Fatiha. Shall we have some Urdu? Are we going from the book or any book, or how do we follow along? Just announce what you're going to recite, and anybody who can find it.
Allah, 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 Allah.
Good announcement.
Allah, 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 Allah,
Allahumma salli wa sallim. And announce the next one.
Ya Hayyu Ya
Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum. Yeah, each book is different. We don't have the order book out yet, huh? Coming somewhere.
Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum, 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 Ya Rahim Ya Rahman, Ya Adl Ya Mannan, Ya Rahim Ya Rahman, Ya Adl Ya Mannan, Ya Hafiz Ya Sattar, Ya Wahid Ya Ghaffar, Ya Hafiz Ya Sattar, Ya Wahid Ya Ghaffar, Ya Malik Ya Razzaq, Tu Khalik Har Khallaq, Ya Malik Ya Razzaq, Tu Khalik Har Khallaq, Har Raz Tujhe Maloom, Har Raz Tujhe Maloom, Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum, 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 Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum. مثل هدولاري الله تهدو بيبي الله مثل هدولاري الله تهدو بيبي الله زيستك है عنوان الله साखिर हर खुदवान الله زيستك है عنوان الله साखिर हर खुदवान الله तेरी बात है अज़्ज़ व जल तो हर मुश्किल का हल तेरी ज़ात है अज़्ज़ व जल तो हर मुश्किल का हल हर समत है तेरी दो हर समत है तेरी दो या हय्यु या क़य्यूम 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 या सलाम या मोमिन अल्लाह हलीम या हकीम या सलाम या मोमिन अल्लाह हलीम या हकीम या लतीफ या खबीर अल्लाह अली या अल्लाह या लतीफ या खबीर अल्लाह अली या अल्लाह अर्रहमान अर्रहीम मालिक यौमिद्दीन अर्रहमान अर्रहीम मालिक यौमिद्दीन इय्याका नअबुदु व इय्याका नस्तईन या हय्यु या क़य्यूम 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 अल्लाह या क़य्यूम या हय्यु 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 या क़य्यूम
Allahumma salli.
या हय्यु या क़य्यूम
La ilaha illallah.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد اللهم صل على محمد محمد وآل محمد.
رشف النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم صحابة الكرام وعلى مشايخنا في طريقة النقشبندية العالية وسائر ساداتنا وصدقنا الفاتحة. Inshallah, بنيات ختم خواجة. Yeah, can we check, see if there's any flooding? Anybody need to stretch? You can stretch. Need some tea, there's tea. We need this one a little bit more. It's too low, shape. So, between on and off, yeah. Between the world of on and off, there is a toilet. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. نوت الأربعين، نوت الاعتكاف، نوت الخلوة والسلوك والصيام في هذا المجلس يا رب العرش العظيم بنيات ختم خواجگان. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله
وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله
أستغفر الله
أستغفر الله أستغفر الله أستغفر الله أستغفر الله أستغفر الله أستغفر الله أستغفر الله أستغفر الله أستغفر الله أستغفر الله أستغفر الله أستغفر الله أستغفر الله أستغفر الله أستغفر الله أستغفر الله أستغفر الله أستغفر الله أستغفر الله أستغفر الله أستغفر الله أستغفر الله أستغفر الله أستغفر الله
أستغفر الله العظيم الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم وأتوب إليه إنه هو التواب الرحيم. كل ذنب ومعصية ومن كل ما يخالف دين الإسلام ومن كل ما يخالف الشريعة ومن كل ما يخالف الطريقة ومن كل ما يخالف المعرفة ومن كل ما يخالف الحقيقة ومن كل ما يخالف العزيمة يا أرحم الراحمين يا الله. اللهم يا مسبب الأسباب يا مفتح الأبواب يا مقلب القلوب والأبصار يا دليل المتحيرين يا غياث المستغيثين يا حي يا قيوم يا ذا الجلال والإكرام وأفوض أمري إلى الله إن الله بصير بالعباد.
Rabbi Sharif asking to always see ourselves for Rosa Sharif in the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Bimadadakum manazarakum Sayyid Rasul Kareem Ya Habib al Azim, asking just to keep our nazar upon the holy sandal and holy feet of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that his nazar be upon us, his lights be upon us sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, inshaAllah.
فاتحة الشريف. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. صلوات الشريف اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. 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 انشرح شريف بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك وإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا وإذا فرغت فانصب إلى ربك فارغب. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا وإذا فرغت فانصب إلى ربك فارغب. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا وإذا فرغت فانصب إلى ربك فارغب. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا وإذا فرغت فانصب إلى ربك فارغب. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا وإذا فرغت فانصب إلى ربك فارغب. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا وإذا فرغت فانصب إلى ربك فارغب. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا وإذا فرغت فانصب إلى ربك فارغب. الله أكبر. إخلاص الشريف بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد الله أكبر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد الله أكبر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد الله أكبر فاتحة الشريف بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين صلوات الشريف اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم 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 اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم
صل يا ربي وسلم جميع أنبيائه والمرسلين وكل أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين إلى شرف النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وآله وأصحابه الكرام وعلى مشايخنا في طريقة النقشبندية العالية خاصة روح إمام طريقة غوث خليك شاه نقشبند محمد وعيسى البخاري سلطان أولياء الشيخ محمد علي فايز الداغستاني سلطان أولياء الشيخ محمد نازم حقاني مولانا الشيخ الشام كباني الشيخ عدنان كباني الشيخ محمد عادل وعبد خالق الخلش دواني صاحب زمان سيد محمد المهدي عليه السلام روح الله سيدنا عيسى عليه السلام سيف الله سيدنا علي السلام ثم سيدنا بكر الصديق سيدنا عمر سيدنا عثمان إمام الحسن إمام حسين سيدنا فاطمة عليه السلام شامة الفرداني عبد الرؤوف ويامن يوسف الصديق إمام العارفين لسان المتقالمين عارف تياد معروف بالبرهان برهان كلام غوث الأنام صاحب سيد محمد المهدي عليه السلام في بركات أرس مبارك سيدنا عبد القادر الجيلاني سلطان الأولياء بمددكم ونازلكم إن شاء الله بحرمة محمد المصطفى وبسير سورة الفاتحة.
ولمنه لا إله إلا الله 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 لا إله إلا الله
إلا الله لا إله 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 إلا الله محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله عليه صلاة الله لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله عليه صلاة الله لا إله إلا الله محمد حبيب الله عليه صلاة الله لا إله إلا الله محمد حبيب الله عليه صلاة الله لا إله إلا الله محمد خليل الله عليه صلاة الله لا إله إلا الله محمد خليل الله عليه صلاة الله لا إله إلا الله محمد صفي الله عليه صلاة الله لا إله إلا الله محمد صفي الله عليه صلاة الله لا إله إلا الله محمد نبي الله عليه صلاة الله لا إله إلا الله محمد نبي الله عليه صلاة الله لا إله إلا الله محمد شفيع الله عليه صلاة الله لا إله إلا الله محمد شفيع الله عليه صلاة الله وسلامه الله بذكر الله تطمئن القلوب الآية الله 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 Allah
حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل نعم المولى ونعم النصير لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم.
فتاح يا فتاح
الوكيل نعم ولا ونعم النصير لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم 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 يا أحد يا صمد صل على محمد يا أحد يا صمد صل على محمد يا أحد يا صمد صل على محمد يا سيد يا صاحب يا صديق يا رسول يا الله يا سيد يا صاحب يا صديق يا رسول يا الله يا سيد يا صاحب يا صديق يا رسول يا الله يا سيد يا صاحب يا صديق يا رسول يا الله يا سيد يا صاحب يا صديق يا رسول يا الله حسبنا الله ربنا 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 الله يا غالبا غير مغلوب 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 يا شاهدا غير مغيب يا شاهدا غير مغيب يا شاهدا غير مغيب يا قاربا غير بعيد يا قاربا غير بعيد يا قاربا غير بعيد يا غالبا غير مغلوب يا غالبا غير مغلوب يا غالبا غير مغلوب
حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل نعم المولى ونعم النصير لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. للشيخ النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى أصحابه الكرام ولمشايخنا في طريقة النقشبندية العلية خاصة روح إمام طريق غوث غلي كشان نقشبند محمد ويس البخاري سلطان أولياء الشيخ محمد الفيز الداغستاني سلطان أولياء الشيخ محمد نازم حقاني مولانا الشيخ هشام كباني الشيخ عدنان كباني الشيخ محمد آل وعبد الخالق الخجدواني سالم زمان سيدنا محمد المهدي عليه السلام وروح الله سيدنا عيسى عليه السلام سيف الله سيدنا علي السلام ثم سيدنا أبي بكر الصديق سيدنا أمة سيدنا عثمان إمام الحسن السلام إمام الحسين السلام وسيدنا فاطمة الزهراء السلام وسائر ساداتنا والصديقين. الفاتحة. شفاعة رسول الكريم إن شاء الله. Let's turn the lights on. يا ربي بالمصطفى. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام أشرف المرسلين سيدنا ومولانا محمد المصطفى صلى الله عليه وسلم بمددكم من نظركم سيدي يا رسول الكريم يا حبيب العظيم. Inshallah, أطيع الله أطيع الرسول وأولي الأمر منكم. And there always a reminder for myself and Abdul Ajiz Da'if Miskeen Zalim Jahal, and by the grace of Allah that I am still in existence and we took a path in which to be nothing, that Allah's rahmah and mercy to be upon us and to keep us under that rahmah and that mercy. So that we'll take a couple questions for the meditation and tafakkur, and always a reminder that these are above PhD understandings of Islam and spirituality, and it's not something you hear and understand, it's something that you hear, you write, and to be a student of the way, that if you're not writing it there's no way you're learning it. So it's just an entertainment for you to just listen, watch presents or on the internet. These are very deep realities that if you're a student of the way then you write every single word that being brought out of these realities. As you write, these angels kiram al-katibin that make the noble scribes, what gives their nobility is the beatific realities that they write upon the book of the servant. As you move your hand, it's like a photocopy machine that written on your book. As soon as you provide a movement, the malaika are writing, and they write on the eternal kitab of the servant, and it begin to change the reality of the servant. Because what's written on their kitab is for all of eternity. It changes the rizq, it changes the energy, changes the lights, changes every light that Allah going to be bestowing upon the soul of that servant. So means that to be a student of the way, and the way is of a very high level of reality. It's not something just easy that we heard it, we went and we go because we keep saying it, and then you'll find out later when you talk with people, are you doing this? You say, what? Doing what? The tafakkur? So, how do you do tafakkur? So that's just entertainment for myself. I'm just talking here for the purpose of entertaining myself and Hajj Shamash. But for those whom are interested in being a student of the way, then they took a way in which to be a student, inshaAllah. We have a couple questions for tafakkur and then we close for tonight.
One of the questions, Sayyidi, for a beginner, what is a good amount of time to make during tafakkur? Like how long should they?
For a beginner, inshaAllah, it's a few minutes. That don't make something so heavy that you just don't want to continue it. To do something light and consistent is better than to do something heavy and keep dropping it. That it has to be a spiritual dress in which it's not so heavy you want to dump it and never do it again. You try to do everything light and consistent, so that the consistency is what Allah is looking for. And then as soon as you're consistent in that amount of 4 or 5 minutes after every salah, connecting your heart, the whole of salah is the realities of tafakkur. Because the salah is a means in which to reach to the holy Kaaba, that you're doing all of what Islam has prescribed to you in the salah. You have to do your shahada, you have to do your washing, you have to do your zakat because you're stopping everything. Mawlana Shaykh's teaching, you're stopping from working, so that's a zakah, you're giving charity. As soon as you stop and take a half hour of salah, you could be working and making money. That's considered a zakah at that time. And you're fasting because you can't eat during your salah, and it's a pilgrimage to Allah's Kaaba because you have to face the direction of the Kaaba. So you have all of Islam in that one salah. So the tafakkur in its reality is all the salah. So it means then this is a principle of our belief, the entire foundation of the belief on how to connect your heart, how to be nothing, how to make your salah and connecting your heart that I'm nothing Ya Rabbi, let me to be at the holy Kaaba, let me to be praying at that Kaaba that I'm nothing, and let me be with the Nabiyeen, Siddiqeen, Shuhada'i was Salihin. And you said these are the best of company. You even make tafakkur on the words of what you're saying in your salah. As-salamu alayka ayyuhan Nabi. Did you see Prophet? You're making a salah in your tahiyyat, As-salamu alayka ayyuhan Nabi. So it means Prophet's head his back of his head is not facing you, because Allah wouldn't give you words to recite that would be bi-adab. It has to be the best of adab. So then Allah is saying, how come you recite but you don't even understand what you're saying? So you're saying in tahiyyat, As-salamu alayka ayyuhan nabi. So Prophet must be always looking at his nation in their salah. Always. Now if you don't see Prophet this is your problem. But to know Prophet sees you, and that Allah is making you to give your greetings in present tense, not past tense. Not salaamu alaykum, salaamu alayka ya Sayyidi Rasulullah, and salaamu alaykum ibadullah salihin. Because some may be present and many may not be present at that level, but even Allah wants you to know that ibadullah salihin are also facing you. When do they stop facing you? If Allah has no time and has asked you to pray 5 times a day to cover your whole yawm, your whole day, when is it a time in which Prophet is not facing you? Your soul is always in the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad, is always facing Prophet, and ibadullah salihin are always facing you. Now you don't see it. So this is not something people make up, it's in the words of our most basic usul is the salah. And Prophet said, if you don't make salah you're outside of your belief. So it's the foundation of our entire being. We're praying but we're not really thinking about what we say when we pray. So one is that, oh my gosh, Ya Rabbi, I'm facing Prophet and I don't see it and I don't feel it. And ibadullah salihin, that oh these pious souls they're staring at me. Why Allah wants Prophet to be staring at your soul in your namaz, and why ibadullah salihin and all the pious souls? So that the nazar of Prophet to be on his nation, that they're going to pray and their prayer counts as nothing without you watching them. Because he's the great intercessor, that when our souls are praying the nazar of Prophet must be watching that salah. And that's why Prophet said, if my nation's amal is presented to me, if it's good I say alhamdulillah, if it's bad I ask Ya Rabbi astaghfirullah, he asked for forgiveness. So then Prophet responsible, the nazar is responsible upon their salah to clean it, to wash it and to present it to Allah pure and purified. It's like a pardeh between creation and entering into the Divinely Presence. We don't understand that until we understood meditation, tafakkur, contemplation, whatever it is that we want to call it, in which you stop and contemplate that what are these words that I'm saying, what is it that I'm trying to achieve, what's happening in the reality of my being, inshaAllah.
Sayyidi, if I cannot make tafakkur after every salah, then which salah is best to pray, to do meditation after?
All the salahs are blessed. So the meditation will be most powerful at Fajr time and Maghrib time. Means that this moment of faraj and tahajjud and fajr is a birth of a day in which 3 veils of darkness are being lifted, and there's a najat and a salvation for creation. When the servant is in tafakkur from tahajjud to fajr all the way to the rising of the sun, there's a tremendous energy that being released. Salaamun hiya hatta mitla al-fajr, means that there's a salam from Allah addressing the souls. And that's why Allah, we said in the talk before, be like a bird, have love in your heart like a bird, the hadith of Prophet. And the attribute of a bird is always in praising and zikr. And the praising of the zikr of the bird is so powerful that the angels carry the bird into the sky and fly. Because nobody could believe that it's the aerodynamics of their movement that actually making them to fly, because mankind tried to copy that and they all crashed. So move your arms too and see if Allah will let you fly. No, but you don't even have to move your arms. If you're pious and Allah finds sincerity within you, your soul flies everywhere. So be like the birds and make the zikr of Allah. Say even the dove zikr, what was that? When the ayat al-Qur'an where Allah said, remember me and I remember you. Yeah, so Mawlana Shaykh Nazim said, the zikr of a dove, and why this earth thinks the dove is a symbol of peace, because it's actually reciting Ayatul Kareem to remind insan what Allah asked, remember me and I remember you in a higher place. And that is the zikr of the dove. So the zikr of all these birds are all different secrets, but their characteristic Prophet said, be like that. They're all day long they're making zikr, and as a result they're flying. And the servant also can fly with his soul, he doesn't need his body to fly and then look like a magician, because they have those fake ones that pretend like they're flying in the air but there's a piece of metal that goes on the ground into their sleeve. Yeah, because they can't do the zikr of Allah, so do it through zikr. That you make your zikr praising upon Allah, have a heart in which is so powerful, in a mind that is you've battled your mind to shut it off. Because the bird never thinks, oh my God, I'm 5,000 feet in the air and I'm going to die right now because God forgot me. And has complete reliance on Allah, and busy itself with His zikr and is flying as a result. So then when do the birds sing the most? If they came at Fajr, they beat you. So Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq said, if I hear the birds I know that Fajr's already taken place. So they tried to get up before the birds. So the birds are reminding them and reciting at Fajr time. And when do the birds recite again? Is Maghrib time. Here there's 10,000 crows in the Burnaby. It's the scariest sight you can imagine, maybe more than 10,000. But it's a sign, and all over the world at Maghrib time the birds all come and they face the sun and they start praising and crying unto Allah to protect them through the difficulty of night time. And the daytime they praise Allah for this beatific day and the glory of what Allah is about to bestow upon them. So if we live a life just following the idea and understanding of even the birds, they're teaching us. So most powerful will be the Fajr and the Asr to Maghrib. So right before Maghrib they're meditating on the power that's coming onto this earth as a death of the day, inshaAllah. Is that it?
No,
And then one more nice juicy one.
Are there any specific recitations for healing during meditation if someone's having pain in the body, like back pain or eye pain, or is there something they can recite specifically during their meditation, or what should they do?
Yeah, for pain everything going to be something different. There's a different salawat, for different ailments and different difficulties that are coming. But the most important is that when they're in a state of tafakkur, they're meditating, they're breathing, is to visualize where that pain is and asking Allah to send a light, to send an energy to take away that difficulty. So it means the whole dialogue in tafakkur and contemplation is that, Ya Rabbi, grant me your power, your light, grant me your energy, your qudra. That grant me a light in which my light is not sufficient, not strong enough to protect me, grant me your satisfaction. That Allah bestow lights and energy upon the soul. That is resolving everything. That is the knowledge, that is the healing, that is the sustenance. If Allah grants a power to your soul, why would you need to ask for money? Because He gave the most premium part of you a reality. You don't ask for the side pieces, going to be some cash, I need like this, I need like this. No, you say, Ya Rabbi, grant me a light and rida upon my soul. If Allah is satisfied and He begin to send a qudra and a light upon your soul and you feel it, you feel an energy coming, you feel energy while you're breathing, you feel yourself heating up, that Allah is giving you access to now a Divinely source of lights and energies that begin to dress your soul. If those lights dress you, they take away the sicknesses that Allah wants to be taken away because of deficient energy, the rest Allah wants to stay. You can't take away what Allah wants there to be in your character. And any rizq and sustenance that's not coming, well, it will be taken away by the light that's resting upon your soul. So the most premium request from Allah is, Ya Rabbi, grant me a light and energy upon my soul that you be pleased with me, take away any darkness and fill me with every light. So that Allah sends the best of blessings and they resolve every type of difficulty. After the meditation, then the zikr throughout the day should be salawat on Sayyidina Muhammad. That for you to recite a du'a and for you to recite something, that's the assumption that you're already in a correct place with Allah. Because you think that your Asmullah is going to count, you think all these recitations are going to count. The more perfected understanding is that I'm in this because of my deficiency. So the zikr that's most powerful for me is salawat on Sayyidina Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad. Immediately Prophet's nazar is upon you, sending 10 salawats upon you means Prophet is resolving your case through your salawats. And that I'm a weak servant, and what Allah ordered, the only zikr that Allah ordered, Inna Allahi wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi. And that's enough, that Allah and the angels are praising and praying upon with the secret of that reality. That salawat is enough to take away every type of difficulty and deficiency, inshaAllah. Bi hurmati Muhammad al-Mustafa wa basir Surat al-Fatiha. Jummah Mubarak everybody, and we see everybody tomorrow night. We have another broadcast and then are you still broadcasting? You're off.